All right, our starting five. Quezon making the same starting unit here. LJ Gonzalez, Al Tamsi, Joseph Gabayni, Joshua Yero, and Vince Magbuhos. Interestingly enough, for ABRA naman, sila ang nag-adjust dito. Jason Brickman, Encho Serrano, after coming up and making his 38th consecutive start this season, Dave Ildefonso. Our referees for this ball game are Mark Rancudo, Richard Carpio, and Jackson Mabandos. Fourth referee is Jay Castroverde. Game number 2 between Quezon and ABRA. The Huskers in their black threads, while the Weavers in their white jerseys. And Coach Mike, quickly, what do you think is going to be key here for ABRA as they look to have a much better start here in game number 2?
I think it really boils down to defense. I mean, you allowed the Quezon Huskers to shoot a very high 50+% in game number 1. And if the efficient shooting continues, as you see Tamsi right there hit a 3 of a baseline drift, baseline drive action, those are the actions that the Weavers got to figure out how to defend against.
Almost similar to how they started in game number 1, hitting a 3. Rebound controlled by Joseph Gabayni. Encho Serrano did not play in the last minutes of the fourth quarter and in overtime. The pass inside Gabayni, papunta kay Vince Magbuhos, who settles for a 3. No good. Ildefonso with the rebound.
Those are a couple really good looks for the Quezon Huskers, continuing to get a one more pass situation on their actions on the offensive end.
The show by Gabayni on Dave. Ildefonso goes inside. Too strong, and a rebound ending up with LJ Gonzalez. LJ trying to break down the defense of Brickman. Asking a screen from Gabayni. Fires a pass to Magbuhos. Gabayni, mid-range jumper, off the mark. Jiu-Chu corrals the board.
Well, again, another good look for the Huskers. Undefended with that ball moving around in the perimeter. Jason Brickman going to work here.
A foul whistled on a Husker.
Well, somehow now, Ken, nakikita mo kung gaano kabilis dapat mag-rotate yung depensa nitong ABRA Weavers, because the Quezon Huskers just keep on moving that ball side to side, up and down, just to find the open man who would be, you know, the one that's designated to make that shot at them.
They're trying to attack. It ends up with Serrano in traffic. Open free from Ildefonso. No, it's a long 2. It's a long 2 on a 3.
But that's important for Dave to see that ball go in, even from that shot from way outside.
Tamsi had a good look, but offline. Serrano crossing the timeline. 2 minutes gone by in the first period. Encho lobs it inside. Ildefonso. And he will shoot to the line for 2 free throws. Very interestingly enough, Coach Mike, in game number 1, both teams did not attempt any free throw until the last 2 minutes of the second period. But you see this connection between Serrano and Ildefonso.
And a really good locate on where the next guy that's free and least guarded. And that happens to be Dave Ildefonso in that point. But I do agree with you, yung walang free throws, no, very early in the game of game number 1. I guess that's just credit that itong dalawang teams na to are really the top defending teams this season, and they do that without fouling, and it really just makes it difficult for any offensive team to try and come up with something with the resistance right in front of them.
Dave Ildefonso split his charities late in regulation in game number 1. Hits both here to give ABRA its first taste of the lead. LJ Gonzalez will try to spearhead once again the Quezon Huskers as they eye to tie the series here in Banguet.
And they go back on this zone once again.
Gonzalez stepping back. Oh, pasa sa ilalim. Sandagon kakapasok lang. Gets the basket. And a bonus free throw coming up after getting fouled.
One thing, Ken, that was very evident in game number 1 was the interior passing of the Huskers. They just keep getting paint touches and moving the ball around.
Assist of the game is powered by 747 Live. Dito ka sa legit.
You see, that started with LJ Gonzalez getting that paint touch. moving a defender right with him, happens to be the big man. Vince Magbuhos gets that ball, understands there one more pass for a free guy, and that happens to be underneath a basket for the Huskers.
Sandagon missing the free throw. But Quezon retaking the lead here. Gonzalez, that patented one-hander, kissing it off the glass and in.
That might just be one of the toughest shots to block for any player here for the ABRA Weavers. That quick release of a floater by Raven Gonzalez. Good fake.
Gonzalez puts it on the deck. The pass to Sandagon going right at Gonzalez. Not a good idea. Brickman to a running Dave Ildefonso. Thought he got fouled. No whistle, but it will stay with the Weavers.
How about the effort of Joshua Hierro? Understanding that in the previous game, they gave up 18 turnovers, to which the Weavers got 25 points off of it. That was an instance na maaaring ganun yung mangyari, pero hindi pinayagan ni Joshua Hierro. Really just that will to try and cover and stay right in front of Dave Ildefonso.
Gab Banal coming in for Joshua Hierro. So Gab coming in much earlier compared to game number 1. Brickman fires a pass to Encho Serrano.
Oh, look at that defense.
Only 6 on their shot clock. Settles for a long three. It will roll out. Gonzalez with a rebound. Numbers here for the Huskers. LJ tries baseline. Bola na agaw ni Encho. Serrano slows down. Lays it up and in.
That's championship experience for you from Encho Serrano. He kept reading each play that happened para sa Huskers, at alam niya, tuwing dumadive, yung gitna ng paint ang hinahanap nila, at naunahan yan sa spot na yun, nakuha ang bola against Simon.
Abante ang Abra dito, 8-5. Under 6 minutes left in the first quarter. Al Tamsi, his third attempt on the three, has missed his last couple from downtown. Encho sa ilalim. Oh, it's an unsportsmanlike foul on Jeo Chu.
And Vince Magbuhos really just taking it to the big man right there on the low block. You see this good steal by Encho Serrano.
Fast break of the game is brought to you by Extreme X-Pop personal karaoke speaker every day. Karaoke.
He just kept lurking middle of that lane and waiting for that pass over to Simon, and a good timing on that intercept, that deflect, and that speed down the hill to score those 2 points.
So they will review this one. Vince Magbuhos, who missed the potential game-winning shot in overtime. I'm sure he wants to take that back. But, again, ano yung mga takeaways for Quezon heading into this game number 2? What did they do so well in game number 1?
I found it on the offensive rebounds, and those couple of offensive rebounds by John Oduba really pasok niya yung dalawang free throws na yun. And so you gotta match that, because rebounding is really all about effort and will to try and catch that ball that nobody owns at that point.
So I think the call will stand.
Unsportsmanlike foul on number 18, Gio Chu, for excessive hard contact. Second foul on Gio Chu.
So second foul against Gio Chu.
And so they take out Gio Chu. See this action right here. Little action underneath. Gio versus Tamsi. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. The right elbow
right through the chest. Yep.
So Quezon, with Al Tamsi shooting 2 free throws, will get the possession back. LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL.
The free throws have become a very important part as well of scoring in game number 1, especially to the favor of the ABRA Weavers, where they got 9 more points off the free throw line and got so much more attempts.
Si Coach Eric, maagang nagbalasa ng tao dito.
Yeah.
LJ Gonzalez, now on the bench. Topeng Lagrama, Christian Pagaran also coming in, as well as Will Gozom. So it's the bench unit right now for the Huskers as they trail by 1. Topeng, binigay kay Kapanal sa loob. Sandagon, natapik ni Uduba. Just enough to bother their offense and force a turnover.
That's the second time that the ABRA Weavers have successfully gotten deflections or turnovers with that pass middle of the paint. Now there will be adjustments on the Huskers that Coach Ellis, I'm sure, has in mind.
Brickman, nanlaki. Yung kanyang mata, nung nakita niya si Topeng Lagrama, bantay niya, immediately attacking his defense and scoring in the paint.
I like to think sa sobrang experience ito ni Jason Brickman. He had so much bigger guards defending against him in other leagues and in other games that he's played in.
Will Gozom, turnaround jumper, tough shot. Sandagon tried to get the offensive rebound, but it ends up with ABRA. David Defonso trying to attack, the fake. The pass to Encho Serrano, lobs it inside. John Oduba, the reverse, no good. Sandagon with a rebound.
Ganda ng pagkaka-allocate ni Will Gozom doon. Momentarily lost Oduba but was able to recover and relocate on him.
Lagrama. Bounce pass, Sandagon, shot fake. Picks up his dribble. Backdoor cut by Pagaran. But Sandagon was parked too long down the lane. It's a 3-second violation against the Quezon Huskers.
Third time they've gotten a turnover with that inside paint action. Well defended once again by the Weavers. This is the effort on the defensive end. I feel that was missing especially in the first half for the Weavers because they didn't know where those passes were coming from. But with the sampling of game number 1, at least now alam na nila yung scheme.
Encho Serrano. Hindi maipagpag yung depensa ni Pagaran. Great defense by Christian Pagaran on that possession. Now he receives the pass from Gab Banal. Gozom back outside to Topeng Lagrama.
Gotta take that.
They will reset their offense with 10 on their shot clock. Banal. Gozom sa loob. Sandagon lays it up and in with his left hand.
Again, we talked about that kind of scheme na kung saan ball screen action ka, nag-i-involve ka ng isa pang tao. Ang ganda ng pagkakapasa at pagkaka-finish din ni Simon Sandagon after receiving that pass from Will Gozom.
Banal trying to fight over the screen in front of Dave Ildefonso. Dave drives. Got fouled. 2 free throws coming up for Dave.
Ibang klase rin talaga ang hirap ng pag-defend kay Dave Ildefonso. If you're gonna switch on him with the big guarding him, it's foot speed advantage for them.
Play of the game is brought to you by 747 Live. Dito nga sa Legit. Your game, your chance, your thrill. Only with 747 Live.
Ball screen action na yun. Created switches and allowing Simon Sandagon to just roll underneath with Encho Serrano on him and then making that basket of that good pass by Will Gozom.
His proud father traveling all the way here to ABRA. Coach Danny Ildefonso.
Oh.
2 misses.
The last time we saw him was sa Pangasinan, ano?
Game 3. Close-out game.
Right, close-out game.
ABRA cling on to this 1-point lead. Banal, turnaround shot, short. Gab Banal yet to find a range in this series. John Oduba, hand off to Jason Brickman. Pocket pass, Gonzalez. Another foul whistled against a Husker.
Hirap rin talaga bantayan ni Jason Brickman.
Bakit nga ba?
Well, he's just got very high basketball IQ. I mean, if I'm Marvin Taiwan and I'm, playing alongside Jason Brickman, I'd like to pick his brains because you learn a lot, and even the other guards for that matter. And so, yung pasa na yon kay Raven Gonzalez, one might say, hindi ganun kadali para sa ibang gwardiya, pero Jason, he just found him underneath.
They actually did that in the closing stages of game number 1, Coach Mike. Nagsabay sa loob si Jason Brickman at si Marvin Taiwan.
That's right.
Maging si Mike ayon na yun. Pero mukhang merong tawag ang ating referees dito.
Yeah. Coach Eric Gonzalez for unsportsmanlike behavior.
Jack Gonzalez getting warned after complaining with referee Jackson Mabandos. Oh, he's gonna get teed up here.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's gonna get teed.
Technical foul on Quezon Huskers head coach Eric Gonzalez for continuous complaining.
Yeah. So this was similarly what happened in game number 1 of that Pangasinan and ABRA series where actually si Coach Yong Garcia yung unang natawagan ng technical foul.
Correct.
And then immediately after, Coach Jerson Gabiltes got teed up. From then on, nag-run yung ABRA nun eh. So it's gonna be very interesting how Quezon will respond here as the Weavers are up by 2.
Well, you really have to contend not just with the depth of the roster of the Weavers, but even the 6th man in this entire gym na talaga nga namang every magandang bagay na ginagawa nitong ABRA Weavers, maririnig mo agad yung applause para sa kanilang home team.
Namabanggit ko lang, Coach Mike.
Oo.
Kauna-unahang pagkakataon ko sila na talagang grabehan yung pag-cheer in the closing stages. They were already up on their feet. Those were tense moments because the way their team had to climb back from that 10-point deficit late in regulation, umabante pa yung Quezon sa pagsisimula ng overtime period, but credit the resilience, the poise of the Weavers showing through adversity that they could respond. And right now gunning for a 2-0 series lead as Opiso shuffled his feet. 11th guy put in by Coach Eric Gonzalez here, so he's going deep into his rotation early in the first quarter.
Well, clearly, the instructions of Coach Eric Gonzalez might be, if you're getting that hockey pass, you're supposed to catch and shoot it. What a move by Jason Brickman.
Razzle-dazzle from Jason Brickman.
How much longer can Topeng Lagrama take it and defend against Jason Brickman? There's got to be switches involved or help at least if Jason's gonna take on Topeng.
At agad pinasok si LJ Gonzalez. Reporting at the scorer's table, a foul whistled against ABRA as they extend their lead to 5. Check out this Dixer, great move of the game. Board for greatness.
That was solo coverage without any ball screen. He just went into his bag, went to the middle, got him to open up his hip, and really just Jason Brickman going deep with that finish. Ibang klase talaga si Jason Brickman.
Pahinga muna silang dalawa ni Dave. Pero ang bad news if you're Quezon, ang pumasok sa loob si Marwin Taiwan at si Mike Ayonayon.
At sa akin, napaka-importante nun. Yung Marwin Taiwan, I've been repeatedly saying this, to elevate his game to the level of a Jason Brickman. Because he understands, I'm the second guy that comes in if in case umupo itong si Jason Brickman, and he's been up to the task.
2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Stark contrast to what happened in game number 1. Quezon having trouble putting the ball in the basket. 6 seconds on their shot clock. Gonzalez, the floater, coming out empty on that trip.
Oh, and they're not allowing that open post area na libre para drive-an ni LJ.
Pull-up jumper by Mike Ayonayon is no good. Gonzalez, transition opportunity. He scores and cuts the lead down to 3, 14-11.
And there are very few players that combine speed with control, especially on decelerate. Yun ang nakikita mo dito kay LJ Gonzalez. That's why he's been so tough in the playoff.
Metro Serrano one-on-one against Al Tamsi. Inside, Pagaran and Oduba making contact, but it's John Oduba whistled for an offensive foul.
Oh, there was activity dun sa short corner side, on the weak side of the floor between Oduba and etong si Pagaran. Unfortunately, natawagan itong si John.
Ryan Patino, pinasok na sa loob for ABRA. A minute and 10 remaining in the first period. LJ to Al Tamsi. No hesitation after hitting his first free, has missed the last 3 shots from downtown.
And the Quezon Huskers really just going to one of their favorite plays of that middle ball action, allowing a shooter to pop out after those 2 guys get involved.
Sa poste, Batino. Napitin.
Good defensive stand though by the Huskers.
LJ Gonzalez. Taiwan all over him. Gonzalez maintaining his dribble. Sandagon balik kay LJ. 9 on their shot clock. Taiwan showing superb defense, but better offense for LJ. basket and one.
Oh my goodness. LJ Gonzalez. Marvin Taiwan kept going at him. First tried to get that deflect, didn't get it. Spun going the middle. And how about that left hand finish? Right through traffic and with contact. You just have to marvel in the battle of the point guards. I mean, LJ and Jason have really elevated this game differently para sa kanilang respective teams.
Magkaiba yung style ng laro but equally potent itong dalawang point guards na ito, LJ Gonzalez and Jason Brickman. As LJ quickly has 5 points. He will get a breather again.
But you love, Ken, that a younger LJ Gonzalez has really accepted the challenge against the more experienced Jason Brickman, and so far he's been leading these QUEZON Huskers to a very tight game number 2 here in the first quarter.
The chess match continues. Brickman returns.
1-3-1.
Yeah. About a 2-second differential between shot and game clock. David misses. Still enough time for the Huskers. Yero, a second remaining. They will not get it off in time. And that will signal the end of quarter number 1.
Well, you know, it's as close as we expected. It was a strong start by both teams. And the Weavers made a little run early in the quarter with Jason Brickman, making everything possible with Topeng Lagrama on him. David Defonso getting his shots off, but the passing interior continues for the Quezon Huskers, which we also saw in game number 1. So there's one thing that still continues at magpapatuloy para dito sa Huskers yung magandang pasahan. Samantalang Jason Brickman patuloy pa rin ang magandang performance.
And after the first 10 minutes of game action, you see here LJ Gonzalez come alive with the last 5 points for the Huskers, enabling their team to tie the ball game up at 14 apiece.
Several what-ifs, 3 of which are the following, no, tungkol dun sa game 1. Number 1, nilapitan niya si LJ less than 1 minute up by 3 sa fourth. He's not blaming anybody, appreciated Tagless efforts, but had he not helped LJ and just let him stand up, ano daw kaya ang nangyari? Pero nangibabaw ang pag-aalala bilang tatay, he said. Second, 18.7 second mark, baka napasok ni Pagaran kung sa backcourt daw siya nagpa-inbound. Third, 5.7 seconds in overtime, that catch and shoot situation of Magbuhos. Coach Eric found himself in a teacher role once again, na kailangan pa magturo at mag-guide sa mga bata. Nevertheless, he is very proud of his boys for the discovery that ABRA is indeed beatable. Ken, Coach Mike.
Maraming salamat, Mika. And those what-ifs,
Yeah.
it all boils down to control what you control, Coach Mike. Because at the end of the day, ultimately, yung faith ni Coach Eric Gonzalez, and the players that he has on the floor. Remember that time when LJ Gonzalez got hurt, wasn't able to shoot the free throws.
Yeah.
Eman Tagle, who was phenomenal in the Binyan series.
Right.
But unfortunately, missing those 2 free throws, and then that shot by Pagaran just milliseconds late. And then yung Magbuhos na layup that would have given them that win. Pero again, yung sistema niya, it's been proven time and time again, the belief that they have that they could compete with the best team. They've shown that here, and now they're up after that 7-0 run, 16-14 against the ABRA Solid North Weavers.
And yung interior passing nagpapatuloy para dito sa Quezon Huskers. And to that report of Mega, you really have to admire that kind of coach that is able to pinpoint sequences or portions of the game that might have influenced or changed the results for them. And those 3, I do agree. Yung tatlong yun, maaring mga what-ifs para dito kay Coach Eric. Pero you gotta move on and move to this game and be better and continue to execute really good offensively and defend as well.
RG Minerva, who hit a free in game number 1, missing that time from the mid-range.
They're daring everybody who gets that extra pass to take the shot.
Assist of the game is powered by 747 Live. Dito nga sa Legit.
Well, that's the most difficult action to make. A slip by the screener and then a roll from the weak side, which happens to be Simon Sandagon. And, you know, got to give credit to the coaching staff of Coach Eric and the Huskers for doing a good job of designing that scheme.
Mark Yee attempts a free off the mark. The Huskers have done a good job of limiting the Weavers to one shot in their possession.
Indeed. Kaya pag tinignan mo yung number of field goal attempts, halos pareho lang because both of them only have one offensive rebound to their name.
Same play.
Nice
this time,
pass.
they move the ball around. It ends up with the hands of Al Tamsi, but his three pops out.
And you're gonna live with that result. That's your best three-point shooter right there in Tamsi.
Marquis, libre na naman para sa tres. Wala pa din.
And how many shots? I think 3-4 shots already for Markey. That is the only shot that the Huskers are willing to give up on this side of the floor for the Weavers.
However, Abundo lost the basketball. What a pass! Encho Serrano is free on the other end.
Did we mention that the fast break points have been a key factor in game number 1? 20-2, a plus 18 in that department for the Weavers. And you cannot afford to turn the ball over or miss shots in that matter because the Weavers, they're gonna run on you every time they can.
More than 3 minutes gone by in the second period. Ball tapped. What a save by Ryan Batino. Marwin Taiwan slams on the brakes, gives it up to Marquis. What an effort by Batino.
Oh yeah.
Serrano now with the basketball. 9 seconds left sa kanilang shot clock. Can't squeeze through traffic. Batino, flip shot. Joshua Yero with another board.
Huskers pushing here.
Minerva goes up strong, draws a foul against Mark Yee.
And the Weavers have done a good job of locating the pass after the pass.
Fast break of the game is brought to you by Extreme X Play on-the-go speaker. Take your music anywhere.
And I feel this is what, the second, the third time that we've seen that defense of Marvin Taiwan using that inside hand to try and steal that ball away from a handler on the side of the Huskers. He did that twice against LJ Gonzalez, made it difficult for him to drive. But then again, this time he was more successful though, doing that against Abundo.
RJ Minerva, who did a really solid job of containing Mark Pingres in game number 5 in that series against Binyan. Missing on the first, however. By the way, quick shout out lang, no? Tagtungo kami ni Mika sa Lusuak Hot Springs. Na-meet namin yung 50 IB Defender Batalyon ng Lagang Ilang ABRA. So shout out po sa inyong lahat dyan na nanonood.
At kayo ay kumain, I'm sure, ng Irene's Empanada?
Hindi.
Or hindi? Iba
Sa vegan yun.
Sa vegan.
Yung army, binigyan kami ng dinakdakan.
Oh, wow.
Oh, dinala namin pa uwi.
So, ganun lang yun? Paano naman
Pang gusto mo pa. Mamaya, eto, tapusin muna natin itong larong ito. Jolo Mendoza is now back in for, actually, is checking in for the first time for the Weavers. Approaching the 6-minute mark of the second period. Bandino can't squeeze through traffic. LJ Gonzalez, Abuelo lays it up and in.
Boy, you love Jason Brickman on the offensive end, but defensively, if you've got LJ Gonzalez already elevating, that's going to be a tough cover. But then again, you also have to contend with the passing and the IQ of Jason Brickman on their end of the floor.
Does not take no for an answer, Jason Brickman.
Yep. Sigurado.
Labang pa rin ng isa though, ang Quezon. Will Gozum slides in, he misses. Brickman
We got cross matches right now.
pulls up for free.
Yeah.
Yes, sir!
That's what I was saying. You got a cross match with Jason Brickman being defended by Pagaran as LJ had to take on was that Jolo on the other end on the corner. And so immediately Jason understanding that's not my guy, and so I can take on him.
8 points already for Jason Brickman. One-hander by Will Gozum. We harped about how they need to make those types of shots. Talking about the bigs of Quezon. Mendoza coming up empty from beyond the arc. Past the halfway point of the second period, ABRA with a 2-point lead. LJ Gonzalez with a mid-range jumper, no go. Jason Brickman will pull it back out. He attacks. What a pass! Mendoza straight away free, still no go. Ildefonso going right at Cabanal. And he will draw a foul. 2 more free throws for Dave.
Well, 2 things that you take away from there. One, when Jason Brickman had LJ Gonzalez right in front of him, he took on him. And as soon as inopen ni LJ Gonzalez yung hip niya, naka-downhill na si Jason Brickman. Pero ang ganda rin ng help defense, pag-stunt ni Pagaran on that corner side, making it difficult for that pass.
Kong JB Bernos also was at the edge of his seat.
Yeah. Who wasn't? Halos lahat. Tingin ko pati yung mga nasa
Lahat naman.
live stream natin. Ganun din.
2 free throws hit by Dave. A timeout requested by Coach Ed Gonzalez at the 4-minute and 21 mark of the second period. They trail by, and their supporters, they look to go up 2-0 heading into Lucena. At maraming salamat po sa mga nanonood sa atin live on the official MPBL Facebook page and YouTube channel. And that's the Uduma family making the trip here.
Wow. In support of John.
Balita ko, bunso daw yan si John. Sa mga magkakapatid. Oh,
that's interesting.
Jason Brickman fires a pass to Jolo Mendoza.
I love how the Huskers are moving their feet defending against these ABRA Weavers.
LJ being aggressive on defense, trying to bother Jason Brickman. Brickman maintaining his dribble. Gonzalez! Supply. LJ. Trailing was Dave Ildefonso. Magbuhos, back to LJ. Cabanal, swing pass to Christian Pagaran. First attempt, he hits a free. Picking up from where he left off in game number 1.
You could immediately see that pass coming off the post heading into Cabanal, and that quick view on his peripheral na nandun si Pagaran.
Umihit si Ildefonso, turns the ball over. LJ surveying the floor. What a pass. Pagaran is free for a free. No good. Gonzalez sliding in with a left-handed finish.
What can he not do? Offensive rebound, out to Gab, and Gab locating. That's my guy right there in the corner, Christian Pagaran, and I'm sure he's gonna do that. Knock down that 3.
Full confidence for Christian Pagaran. And then on the ensuing play, LJ Gonzalez stretching and using his left hand to finish off that. Nagbabalik po ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino, the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League National Finals. ABRA leads 1-0 in this best of 5 series. Muli po Ken Panglinan, Coach Mike Perez at courtside we have Miss Mika Abisamis. Ildefonso lumusot sa loob. He gets the basket and a bonus free throw coming up.
Well, it's always tough to see his dad, Danny I right there. Tough to go up against Dave, especially with that full footwork and that body strength.
Play of the game is brought to you by 747 Live. Dito ka sa legit, your game, your chance, your thrill. Only with 747 Live.
And the Huskers threw in everything right there. Stayed right in front of Dave Ildefonso. Got a help on that right side of the floor, but able to squeeze and split that defense enough for him to get his body strength to work and finish through contact.
Having himself another strong first half.
Indeed.
9 points.
And it's very similar to how he did in game number 1. Kasi Dave.
Eman Tagle coming in for the Huskers. By the way, apart from Nojo Del Fuentes, wala pa rin si Diego Dario for Quezon. So pretty much short-handed here, but still fighting back. Going toe-to-toe with the best team in the MPBL. Christian Pagaran again All over was Jolo Mendoza, but no problem hitting that three for Christian Pagaran.
2 out of 3 so far from the field after going from the 3-point rather after going 4 out of 4 the entire game of game number 1. Pagaran continues with that magical stretch of shooting threes.
3-point shooting also is gonna be key for Quezon. Ildefonso, malakas yung kanyang tres. Mendoza comes away with an offensive rebound, giving them another crack at it. Dave. Pagaran trying to keep it step. Multiple pump fakes. Ildefonso forcing it up. No good. Gonzalez tried to clean it up. Battle for the ball. It ends up with Vince Magbuos.
Finally, they get that rebound. Speaking of the Huskers, but grabe rin yung might in the paint on rebounds for the Weavers.
Popping out was Santagon, not on the same page with Gab Banal.
Clear miscommunication right there.
Ano nangyari doon, Coach Mike?
Well, Simon Sandagon was trying to look for Gab Banal as Gab was trying to clear a space for a lift on the corner for Christian Pagaran. Ito yung drive earlier.
3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
They did everything right defensively of the Weavers, just staying home with Christian Pagaran, understanding na maganda yung nagiging shooting niya sa threes. Pero how do you stop that? He just elevates and scores on you when he gets those 3 attempts.
And that's what's so intriguing with Christian Pagaran. He has all the tools to be a very great player. But ABRA connects with John Oduba, the recipient of that gorgeous pass, giving the lead back. The Oduba family obviously jubilant after that made basket.
Well, everybody talks about, interior moves for John Oduba, but this time around, he's one of the best at rolling, especially of a pass from Jason Brickman. We've seen him do that in warm-ups, and he's just getting the results of those preparations.
Very important words from Kong JB Bernos. And, the ABRA Solid North Weavers, Coach Mike, they're finding out quickly that binanggit na rin ni Coach Yong Garcia ito they cannot rely on talent alone. They need to find that patience, that perseverance, and that mental toughness if they want to get past Quezon and get their very first MPBL title.
Well, some of the people in the ABRA Weavers, I was fortunate to get a short chat on, and they were really telling that win was really on the players. Their effort to not give up in game number 1 resulted in that win.
Gonzalez dire-diretso. Nakasungkit ng foul laban kay Jason Brickman.
Hello, kita mo, labanan ng mga gwardyang matatalino. LJ Gonzalez understands, downhill ako, paatras itong si Jason Brickman, hindi ito makaka-recover, aatakihin ko kaagad.
And I think that's what they need to do, especially with LJ.
That's right.
Kailangan patrabahuhin mo si Brickman sa depensa
That's right. And soon as maka-elevate na itong si LJ Gonzalez, I mean, so far he's been unstoppable once he's up there in the air.
Saan gusto kong ginagawa ni LJ ngayon, Coach Mike? Nandun yung respeto. Bigay mo na yan.
Agree.
Very decorated yung career ni Jason Brickman, but the way he's been attacking him time and time again in transition, it's really generated, for the most part, good results para dito sa Quezon.
Yeah, but there is that respect with, sacrificing yung compete. Nandun pa rin yung laban na attitude para dito kay LJ Gonzalez.
Great help defense that time. LJ Gonzalez will burn some time and go for the last shot of the half. Al Tamsi, pasa palabas, Opiso, letting his defender fly by. Good line off the mark. Santagon, no good. And that signals the end of the second quarter. Some tense moments at the conclusion of this period.
And talagang makikita mo the willingness to play according to their roles. And Dave Ildefonso and Jason Brickman has led the way for the Weavers with 9 and 8 points respectively. But the rebounds of Dave Ildefonso, that's a number that you really would need to shore up, especially just having 4 rebounds in game number 1.
9 points, 7 rebounds for Dave, 8 points for Jason Brickman. But despite all that, we are tied at the end of the first half at 20 apiece.